because the quality just dipped when I did that. Oh, no, there you go. There you go. All right, so camera's rolling. Action.
With several billion members, the human race is divided in two distinct sexes, male and female. While men are simple creatures requiring only the most rudimentary of emotional needs to be satisfied, there is a subgroup classified as the nice guy, a dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex. Allegedly. However, they are dismissed, scoffed, and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone.
You don't think this is a little bit too dramatic? Just let it happen.
Joe and Jason are the last of the nice guys.
All right, welcome, everybody. This is the first sneak peek, the first glimpse of the last of the nice guys. We finally made it after what, 2 to 3 months of stalling and
That's not stalling. It's pre-production. Any good podcast needs about 2 to 3 months of pre-production. So.
Like I said, stalling of no, I'm just kidding. The pre-production of getting things
stalling.
Together. Yeah, it was both.
Had to get his shit together. So.
Oh, completely. But we're finally here. We're finally able to set things up and get you started. With just a little glimpse of what we're gonna get into, because everything is gonna be real juicy and
Just
gossipy. Just the tip, like she said, and it's gonna be. And it's gonna be very, very debatable. Like every topic we have, I guarantee you, I promise you, it's gonna be nothing but it's gonna be talked about. It's gonna be heart wrenching. It's gonna be emotional. We're gonna be going in depth on a lot of stuff. And quite honestly, I've been prepared for this for a while, so I'm fully loaded with a lot of things to say because I have a bunch.
Fully loaded with shit. And as long as you're letting them know up front what you're loaded with. Okay, so you want to introduce yourself?
So I am originally Joe Taro, but you can call me Joe for short because obviously it's in the nickname. So yeah, we're gonna go by our cool real names because Vibe's real name is kind of but my you can call me Joe,
and I'm Jason,
and we are going to give you the
and we are the last of the nice guys.
Not only the last of the nice guys, but I was going to say we are going to give you the ins and outs of everything when it comes to the relationships, men and women, their problems, their everything. No matter what it is, even off topics in regards to relationships. We're going to go in depth with everything. So,
all right. So
that's
Joe,
how we're going to do it.
Look, let's get down to brass tacks here, okay?
Brass tacks.
Okay, you presented this idea to me. What inspired you to start this podcast about this particular line of subjects, and basically this genre that we're going to be working with this podcast?
Well, Jason, I'm glad you mentioned that, but because okay, so basically, there's a lot of I guess the best way to describe it is like backdoors when it comes to relationships. A lot of things that people want to say but they can't, and I like there are a lot of things that need to be said but people won't say it. And the reason why I say it is because we have a lot of things going on worldwide, no matter who you are, gay, lesbian, straight, whatever it is, and we have issues going on that people need to speak about, and it's very crucial because people need to learn and know what these issues are so that we can, basically either A, speak up to our partner about it, or B, we can probably go ahead and take the information for ourselves and use it in a different way to better our relationship. But either way, even if your relationship is garbage, it's still it's still
there's still some merit behind it.
there's still some merit. There's still some hope. You can actually carry this lesson, this knowledge onto your future relationships, so that it can, it can be better than your last. Because we
So
all
so
go ahead.
would you say this is more like this is cathartic? This is like therapy, not only just for you and I, but for any listeners, especially guys in our particular situations.
Of course. I mean, this
Cathartic.
not only is this cathartic because the fact that well, Jason and I have this not only because we've been friends for a decade or more.
Yeah.
It's been the fact that we have this this I guess this likeness when it comes to and this same mutual uh bad relationship habits that we've had for
Yes.
years that have
We've had notorious bad luck with
yes.
women the last 10, 20, not 20, 10, 15 years. Notorious bad luck.
I'd say 10, 15 years. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
So,
'cause, we've known each other since my oldest teen was an infant. So actually, he's turning 15. I've known you for 16 years because I met you, I think the summer he was born. So that's how I can track our friendship. All right, so you had this idea boiling, and now here we are doing our behind the scenes recording for the Last of the Nice Guys podcast. Now, I mean, I can tell that story. So after Joe presented me with this idea, and I thought this was brilliant. Actually, it was absolutely brilliant. And I'm like, well, we need a title. We need a name for this podcast. We were bouncing around a couple of things, and first originally I wanted to call it the We're Not Schmucks podcast. But then
it's too Jewish.
It was too Jewish, and I and I just want you to know that Joe is 1/8 Jewish, and
I'm not.
so fake news, and then I just threw around the phrase "Last of the Nice Guys." Now, "Last of the Nice Guys" comes from an unpublished book that I wrote with my my sibling called Scorn, Last of the Nice Guys. And I even did a web series where I played out a mock session of the Last of the Nice Guys. So when I mentioned that to Joe, he's like, that's it. Joe, why did you focus on that? Because I threw that title out literally as a gimmick. I had no intention of us ever using it. It was just
not at all
out there. Why did you gravitate toward that as the title of our podcast?
Jay, we have been let me just point out the obvious. And the obvious, the fans and viewers won't know this, but we know this together. The obvious is that the title is so meaningful to us.
Absolutely.
Because we have been victims of years, and this is just in our, I don't know, I guess DNA, in our blood. We have always been this definition of a nice guy.
Yeah.
And we have put ourselves we put the people that we're with, the people that we care about, first before ourselves. We've been doing that for years. We've been doing that for every relationship. We've been doing that for every person, even if it's not a relationship, even people that we've just met. We've been doing that for years. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of the times, especially in today's day and age, in this era, nice guys aren't really common anymore. And
No.
if they are common, you won't hear about them. Yeah, exactly. And you won't hear about them because of the fact that they are being taken advantage of. And that's exactly
taken advantage of, used and abused, but more appropriately not appreciated. The qualities that a nice guy brings, and I'm going to segue into this next. It's not appreciated anymore. It's underappreciated
as well, overlooked.
Exactly. And so, but that brings me to the next thing. What does the term "nice guy" mean to you?
Man, nice guy. Let's just say I can give you let me give you one scenario, because I can go on until 5 a.m. to this whole topic.
By all means.
But let me give you one scenario. You go ahead and your first date. Normally guys, I should say, I'm going to say people. Guys, I should say, depending on the guy, the situation, would normally go ahead and just show up themselves. bring nothing, show nothing. They just come up, get to know the person, the female, and that's about it. And in the story, they have dinner, done. Let's just say you encounter a nice guy. The nice guy, first time meeting the person in the physical flesh, let's just say you're talking to that person via text, via phone, but your first time meeting that person, the nice guy, and this is what has, I don't know about you, Jay, but I've actually went ahead and brought flowers for the first date. I went ahead and, introduced myself. I went all out for the first meeting because the fact that I wanted to stand out.
You're putting your best foot forward. That's the phrase that I've always used, your best foot forward. Yes.
And that's because of the personality that I was getting from the female that I was talking to prior to that meet.
Right.
So not only did I want to go ahead and put my best foot forward, but I wanted to get the best first impression I can possibly make.
Of course. This is the old concept of courting a woman.
Exactly.
What you do is you're engaging in the actual courting of a woman. Right.
Exactly. So with that being said, the definition of a nice guy is basically putting yourself out there and hoping for the best. Putting yourself out there and having that big question mark around above your head, as if you were playing the people will know. Some people will notice, but if you're playing Metal Gear Solid and that little exclamation point will pop over his head, when he gets noticed. This is the same concept, but it would be a question mark over our heads, because it'd be like, we're putting ourselves forward, we're giving ourselves out, especially on the first date or even the first, second, or third, and we don't even know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen because we're being that type of person who's going to go above and beyond.
Right, straightforward and forthcoming. And
women should know this already, because when I've heard a thing that the first date is always a depiction of how a woman can analyze you and can know who you are throughout the second, third, fourth, fifth, and even after that throughout the relationship. That's what I've heard. But that's the reason why in all my years of doing the whole dating scene that I have went above and beyond on that first date. Because I feel like your best impression, your first impression, is the best impression. So
I agree.
That pretty much sums it up when it comes to being a nice guy, because most guys won't even bring nothing. They won't even care. They'll probably wear, the same bullshit lame clothes that they probably wear on a Sunday afternoon when they're hanging out with their boys. So, I'm just saying, I'm not speaking of every man, but there are a lot of guys out there that would do that. So we stand out. We stand out in the crowd of the normies and the guys and the guys who want to just show up just to get a free meal, which is oddly nowadays I've heard that's a thing, because a lot of women are coming out saying that they would go on the first date, just to have a free meal. But we'll talk about that. That's like a whole.
That's nothing new.
It's
that's nothing new at all. That's nothing new at all. But we want to get to that. Okay. Well, I mean, for me, the term "nice guy" is derogatory at this point. I that's how I take it. If you call me a nice guy, I take offense to it, because nice guy, I don't see anything positive anymore with the nice guy label whatsoever. When I hear nice guy, I hear friend zone. When I hear nice guy, I hear throat. When I hear nice guy, I hear a duck. When I hear nice guy, I hear a sucker. When I hear nice guy, I cringe a little bit. Oh, you're a nice guy. I'm just no. I'm coming at this podcast as a former nice guy. I don't consider myself a nice guy anymore, because I have not seen the merit in being a nice guy. I have done things for women. I have put myself out there for women romantically and then some. And I end up regretting it, looking really, really foolish. Why? Because of the mentality that I am, that I have to impress the woman. I have to show my qualities up front. I have to be, give 105% in the very beginning, whether you earn it or not.
Right.
So nice guy to me, even though it was a dying breed, and don't get me wrong, I miss that guy. I miss that old Jason, that nice guy Jason, because he was genuine. He wore his feelings on his sleeve. He gave his heart freely, if he thought you were worthwhile. And it didn't take much to impress him. But
you got scorned. You got scorned so much.
Many times that it didn't make it worthwhile. So again, nice guy to me, nothing positive. It's a terrible term, and that's why it says nice guys finish last and all the other crap. Because nice guys is honestly now is there's no merit in that term. It's derogatory to me
Right,
personally.
right, right,
So, all
right.
right. So, what is your relationship status currently? You're coming at this podcast as what kind of a man?
I'm coming at this podcast as a engaged man. I have a wonderful fiance. She's great. She's, her personality is to me is something that I've always wanted. We butt heads, and like every relationship and every
Mhm.
marriage, there's always going to be some problem. There's always going to be some issues, but that's the normal thing. If you have a perfect marriage, a perfect relationship, there's something obviously wrong, or there's something wrong that you're not even talking about, or even don't even know that's going on. So I can honestly say that we are somewhat of a, I wouldn't say normal because that's such a cliche thing to say, and that doesn't even exist. But we are a relationship that has our ups and downs. We're real, the caring mentality is there. We both care for each other so much. It's evident, and it's definitely something that I value. And that's something to me. I love the fact that I'm in this because of the fact that I have someone who I can look forward to for future reference, and as a future wife to know that she'll have my back. She'll have my back 100%. And again, whatever problems that we have, we'll try to our best to work it out, and we'll try to come together and be, a great couple. But again, that's something that takes time and patience, and even though we've been together for about 2.5 years, we're still working on that. We're still working on patience. We're still working on the ability to understand each other and communicate, and that's normal. There's nothing wrong with that, because some people it takes years and years and years and years, even after you're married. So we're learning new things about each other, and that's basically the status I'm at right now. And I'm enjoying it. I'm taking it a days,
That's pretty good.
one day at a time, and hopefully everything will go out well. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I tell the listeners that I've actually met her. She's fun people. So we went to a uh,
oh,
what was
that
it,
was
silent party,
amazing.
and
Sound
that
part.
was and that was probably one of the best memories, best experiences I ever had in general.
That
Not,
made
not even
that
just with
made me
Joe.
that made me want Jason back in
Yeah,
New York even further, even more.
and that even brings it up. Where are you now? Of course, we're doing this via Skype. You see this nice little S on the bottom left. Um, well, before I answer that question, I'm coming at this podcast as the co-host, as a single man. I am a single father of two not so little big boys, and they're both teenagers.
They're cute.
I I am in the dating game off and on. It depends on how I'm feeling. Lately, I have been back in the dating game. I've been dating casually and consistently for the last year and a half. I've had some hell of some stories. Yes, I've been meeting women off of Tinder, off of Bumble, and off of Plenty of Fish, and it's been an assortment of I don't want to say crazy, but crazy. So it's been different, and of course, the common denominator is me. So maybe it could be me, could be what I'm attracting, but that's how I'm coming at it. Is as a single man, single father, who's having a hellish time actually getting back into the dating world at the behest of my friends who would like to see me, uh, as they say, find my queen. So as I said, they said it's about time you find your queen. You know what I'm saying? Being the third, fifth, seventh, and 13th wheel isn't sexy anymore. So that's where I'm coming from. So we're doing this via Skype. Where are you streaming from right now, Joe Taro?
I'm actually in Brooklyn, New York, where I kind of feel like, I mean, just off the topic of location wise, it's kind of it's good and sucky in a kind of a weird way, because in the sucky part, I feel like me and Jason should be doing this together in person,
Of
where
course.
it would be much more more detailed, more funny. Like it would just be 10
I
times
mean,
better.
I personally think because you'd be in strangling range, I'd be able to
Exactly. Yeah.
just like this,
He would be Homer and I'd be the Bart, and we go ahead and probably
strangle the
butt
hell.
heads. Yeah, he'd
I am.
strangle.
I'm streaming from the lovely South Florida. I used to live in Brooklyn, New York. I met Joe Taro while working at the lovely and underappreciated and underrated Silver Gull Beach Club in Breezy Point, Queens. I met this man, and I used to call him Fake Slim Shady because
Yeah,
of the hairstyle he had and the color he had. And
yeah.
he basically looked like Eminem at the time, and he was just scrawny kid who I was just like, all right, he's just some random dude, that I'm meeting through some other real friends. I'm like, these dudes are my real friends. This is just their friend, and it's funny because 15 years later, those real friends, I haven't spoken to them in a decade. And here, the little scrawny runt is my best friend.
Yep,
Now you have
yep.
and this goes to show you that you have no idea who you're gonna connect with, why and for how long. Because I'm
Yep.
telling you right now, if I go back in time to Jason, guy with the braids, of course he was 50,
Oh, those
okay?
cornrows.
Mr. Man was 50 pounds slimmer. He was trim. You know what I'm saying? He was running that grill. All right.
He had that mustache.
You
Yep.
could never convince that guy that that dude over there near the ice cream area is gonna be a best friend and closer to him than the
Yep.
guys that I met him through.
Not even.
That's
I think at that time, I think I was doing the dishes. Remember? He
Oh
had.
yeah.
Yeah.
You were doing a
That fat
piss
fuck
poor
had me
job
doing
of
the
it too.
dishes. Yeah, that
A
bastard.
piss poor job too, but um,
Bastard.
but he was doing it, and no, but it's true. You were doing dishes, but you would always hang out by the ice cream, not the area, but the door
All the time.
all the
All
time
the,
because it was close enough to
yeah.
the dishes. So that's why I
Yeah.
remember you because you'd always be talking to me from there and the shit he used to say back then. But that's where I came up with his name, Stallion. Okay, before Joe Taro, before anything else, I called him the Stallion because this man thought he was the shit back then. He did. He thought he was the shit, and
I
so I,
try.
I so I actually said, "All right, Stallion," and that was me. You really making fun of him, but it stuck, and actually, and it was,
Yeah.
and now it's a term of endearment. When I call him Stallion, I mean Stallion because there's maybe one other man that I feel is on my level as both a man and a father, and I hold my level as a man and a father to a very high esteem. Take it how you will, don't come at me, but I hold myself in high regards because in all honesty, I should not be the father that I am now. Should be the man that I am now because of the pure anger that I had for becoming a father. Who
Right.
knew I
Right.
turned that around? So the fact that I was able to get over myself and get to where I am, so I hold myself in, I give myself mad props. So to say that Joe he's there with me, literally,
Yeah.
that's huge for me because I didn't want anybody getting on my pedestal with me, but I shared a pedestal with my man Joe here. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting that we're still this close after all these years
A
to the point
decade or
where
so later. Yep.
to the
Yep.
point where this man he flew down for an ex-friend's a bachelor party just because I asked, hey, listen, we're having a hard time getting people coming to this bachelor party. What are the chances you'd fly into? I'm there, Jay. What? That was all. That's all it was. That's the
I
kind of
did not even hesitate. I thought it
that's
was
the
such a
kind
good
of
idea.
Exactly. He came. That's the kind of friend you need. All I said was, what are the chances I'm there? You what? And I picked him up from the airport, and I
Yeah.
and I couldn't believe it. I looked at this man like, I can't believe you're here. I can't believe he's
I
here.
think I think at least 2 or 3 times you looked at me and you were like, "Dude," and you hugged me. You were like, "I can't believe you made it, man. I can't." I was like, "Dude, well, I mean, honestly speaking, I don't know this guy.
No, you don't know this guy.
I don't know
You
I don't know whom through a hole in the wall. I'm like, I
exactly.
only came here for you. Like that's
And,
about it."
and and we hung out and we had a blast. And then he did it again. He did it again. That same dude, that same ex-friend I'm referring to, bailed on a brand trip. I said, Joe, what are the chances you can meet us in Chicago? Oh yeah, I'm there, man. I'm gonna book my flight. No, you're not. Dude booked his flight before one of the main brand cast members. He was already on board. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the kind of that's the kind of loyalty and friendship that you everybody deserves. Everybody, no matter who you are, you deserve to have that kind of friend. And the funny thing about it is that I'm pretty sure Joe can attest to this. We clowning each other hard, and that's one thing you're gonna see in this podcast. None of it is there's no hard feelings. It's literally just us clowning on each other. We're gonna say fuck you to each other,
All
and
the
we're
time.
gonna say some really mean stuff, or we're gonna laugh it off because That's the kind of friendship you should also want. You should be able to clown around. But more so than that, we are incredibly straight and honest with each other. That's what I find to be the most
And
rewarding.
most friends cannot do that. I have to
No,
stress that out 100%. It is the more I grow and the more I'm around even like friends that live in New York over here, I have to stress that you cannot see a better friendship the way me and Jason have,
yeah,
because we don't even live in the same fucking state.
yep.
And yet the way we talk to each other, the way we interact, it was like we've known each other since birth. Like it's
Oh yeah,
crazy
yeah.
how we can do this. And the thing is that what I feel as if when I, you know, as I've grown up, even before I met Jay, I realized that there are certain people in your life who you need to keep depending on how you interact with them. And
Yes.
the thing is that I love my friends that I have over here in New York. I do. I love them dearly, but the thing is that Jason has been that type of friend where I can literally talk, say, I ask for an opinion, whatever it is, and he would be so real. He would be so in your face, and he'd be so honest about it, where it would be no bullshit. It would be no, like, oh, as soon as he's done talking to me, he would say in his head, oh, I wanted to tell him more, but I
Of
couldn't.
course.
That's not the case. He would tell me exactly what's in his brain, and it'd be with ease. It'd be with like no complications. It'd be nothing, and that's why I put him in high regards and as like number one friend, because I don't have anybody else like that. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying is that I'm we don't sugarcoat it with each other. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We keep it real and we give our honest opinion because we know the other person can take it
Right.
and will appreciate it.
Right.
Most friends these days will just be like, they'll support anything you do. They'll be cool with anything you do. And I've never been the back patter friend. If you come to me and you tell me something, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. It's not gonna be, it's gonna get better. I'm gonna say, no, you fucked up. You done fucked up. Okay, you're wrong for that. I'm gonna give it to you, and a lot of people can't handle that. That's why I don't have a lot of people confiding in me anymore because they don't like what I have to say. They like me as a
Well,
person.
the ex friend.
Well, yeah, exactly. That
So
that
yeah,
that
I
special guy.
I just wanted to go ahead and point out also, while you were talking about like just real quick, because I know you were talking about like how in the past you were going through your whole realizing that you're a dad,
Yeah.
and growing up in the early 20s or whatever the case would be, knowing that you were one. I have to say to the audience and real quick, this man, and when I say this man I mean Jason, when I was going through, because he had kids before me, so he was the first. But when I first realized I was having my son, which I have a 9-year-old right now. He's turning 10 in August. So when I
He's
first,
good looking kid. Good looking kid.
yeah, he's way better looking than me.
Different from his
When
mom.
I when I first
I've never seen
realized,
what she looked like though, but I have to assume.
yeah, she's not that. Anyway, when I first realized that I was having a child, and a boy at that, um, the times when this woman, his mother was pregnant, and even afterwards, the only person I was speaking to on a regular basis, which I know you remember this,
I
was
do.
you.
I do.
And and there were times when, even like you were going through the rough,
Yeah.
horrible, nightmarish, just completely the like depression type days, and I would call you up because I was going through the same thing,
Yeah. It's
and
we commiserated.
we were talking on the phone almost all the time, almost every day. We were talking about. I was asking you
We
what
share
what I
war stories. Yeah.
yeah, what I was, what can I do? I would tell him what happened, or I tell him like, I can't believe this is going on. What should I do? And the reason why I'm saying all this is because not only the fact that I couldn't speak to anybody else in regards to this because they didn't have any experience in this type of field, but the fact, even if he didn't have experience, the fact of the matter is that he gave me advice and his opinion on that type of situation when no one else would. Meaning he stood out, he was there, and no one else was.
I mean,
And
I have to say very clearly. I mean, and you guys are designers. When Joe told me he was expecting, I was shocked. I was shocked because and the first thing I said to Joe was, "Joe, you have a penis?" And that was my first reaction. After I got over the fact that yeah, the man has a dick, functioning dick, then I can. No, I'm joking, but I just trying to throw in there what I was going to be expecting. Carry on.
No, yeah, no, but it was definitely it was definitely moments where I felt like I was defeated, which I took lessons from him. Like again, I never took lessons from anybody else when it came to being a father, when it came to being a parent, and even a situation like he was in. Because it's funny, and funny in a way because we were in the same situation but
It was
different scenarios.
well, actually, it was like parallel. It wasn't identical, but it
Yeah,
was like parallel. Our stories were parallel. You were just a little bit behind than me because I had them first. So you were kind of like it's the same story, but we're like that.
and
So yeah,
freaks me out the most because like we were so close in that sense. It
yeah,
like it was like, are we destined to
yeah.
have?
It's like why is the universe doing this to us? What did we do? What did we do to deserve baby mamas?
and
Like that.
and thus the nice guys are born.
Exactly. So of course we've done many things. All right, so before we wrap up this behind the scenes, what should the listeners expect from the show, Joe?
Oh man, gritty, tough topics, tough conversations, guest appearances that I know you told me that we're going to be, some women coming on, which I completely don't mind that because I'd love to hear the opinions and the debates behind of what a woman has to say about all this.
Yep.
And because I think that's interesting to me, and just downright realness, man. We have a lot to say. We have a lot to get off our chest. We have a lot to discuss when it comes to how you know our kind is treated. When I say our
Yes.
kind, I mean nice guys.
Yep.
So excuse me. So I definitely want you all to go ahead and anticipate the grittiness. I want you to go ahead and anticipate the
Raw,
realness,
real, raw, and uncut.
the raw uncutness of all this frustration, man. I'm making a fist and like it's really hard right now because I'm like it's gonna be
Yeah.
really, really, really raw because I have a lot to say
Yes.
about topics that me and Jason are finalized and discussed.
We
It's
have
gonna
a
be
we have a list, right? How many is it, like 13
yeah,
topics long already?
13, and I added like at least two more, so we have
See,
about 50.
we have plenty, and then of course recent things that's happened to me. So we probably have 15 topics already. So, and basically the format is this podcast is going to be less formal than any of the other podcasts you might have either heard me on or that me or my studio produced or that you heard Joe Tara on. This is gonna be more of a free format. It's basically gonna be one topic, and then we're just gonna talk about it. We're gonna give our opinions and see and go on whatever tangents, whatever. So it's gonna be a very free formed, really relaxed, cathartic,
Yes.
almost therapy like or therapeutic
Yes.
podcast for Joe Tara and I, and hopefully you guys get something out of it as well, or and at least contact us and let us know. We actually already have a bunch of um, a bunch of social medias that you guys can start following. So you know when we finally come out with the first couple of episodes because we're gonna re-record, we're gonna pre-record a bunch of them,
Oh yeah.
so we're ahead of the game. So of course it's Twitter, it's at Last Nice Guys. Just you can tweet us there. Instagram, it's at Last Nice Guys. There's a bunch of things there, like some pictures, some memes. We have our intro. Our intro is up there if you want to listen to our lovely Morgan Freeman type intro. Oh, speaking of that,
Oh, the
the
intro was amazing, by the way. I have to admit,
intro,
the
yeah,
intro
the
is
intro.
amazing.
I got myself a new. I got the studio a new voiceover guy. And when Joe was talking to me about this podcast, all I heard was I want a Morgan Freeman type voice. I want him doing our intro. I don't know why. Based upon and it's inspired by Into the Universe by Morgan Freeman. And I said I wanted some really like deep, dramatic sounding thing. So I spent 3 days, it's no joke, 3 days, writing 3 different drafts of the script. After the third draft, I found myself, I forget his name, it's actually on social media. I found a voiceover guy, I sent him the script. Those words that he repeats, I completely wrote those. And they're written up in a particular way on purpose. It's half serious, half satire. But when I put it together with a tune from McCreary. McCreary composes a lot of music, but he composed this thing called Carl Remembers, the piano version from
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica, and that's what I used as it. The piano sounds very eerie, the point is that the intros supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. Okay, and it does. It makes you feel it is. It makes you feel uncomfortable. You hear how it sounds like the piano
I
sounds
felt
off.
yeah, I felt a little off with that, but you know
You're
what? It worked though. It
you're
worked.
supposed to. And of course, the outro gives more of a hopeful tune, and that's why. And,
Right.
and I did that on purpose because I want you to begin it with uncomfortable feelings because you know you're gonna be triggered. But at the end, I want you to feel okay. Well, you're released. You feel better now. So that's why it has a more of a soothing end to it. So you guys really should listen to the intro and outro that I put up there on Instagram. I'm very proud of it. It's probably my
It's
second
amazing.
favorite. My
Yeah.
second favorite one that I've scripted and put together. I got the audio, I scripted it, I put the voiceover.
It was so well put because of the fact that he sounds so similar to Morgan Freeman,
Yes, he
and
does.
the fact that we have such like satire comedy
Yes,
thrown in with our just our regular conversations.
exactly.
It fits so
It does.
perfect.
It does. You know, because
Yeah.
like us, it's you guys are being dramatic, but then you guys have a humor to it because it's true. What we're gonna talk about is gonna be dramatized. You're gonna get some hot blooded stuff from some heat of passion, but at the same time, we're still gonna throw a joke here in it in once or two. So I mean, it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be real. So that's what I'm gonna say. So anyway, back to our social medias. Instagram is at last nice guys. Twitter is at last nice guys. Facebook is facebook.com/slash last nice guys.
Yeah, it's Last Nice Guys. Yeah.
Yeah, because everything is last nice guys, but our email. So it's last of the nice guys at yahoo.com.
And
So
by the
email us-
way, if you guys want to add, if you want us to add any topics that you feel like should be added on,
by all means.
please DM us, please message us, please email us. I mean, we will definitely put it on because
Yeah,
the more topics, the better, and the more juicier conversation, the better. So
let's do it. And if you want to comment on what we say, even if it's calling us, pieces of shit, trust me, we'll read them. We'll read them on
we
air,
will.
but we will respond. So understand, we
Yes.
will respond and we will give you the business. So, but by all means, interact with us because this is supposed to be, this is a safe place. Okay, this is a safe place. So, I am absolutely thrilled, and I want to thank Joe for entrusting me with producing and co-hosting his vision. I am honored, and I cannot wait because this is a new chapter in our friendship, and I think it's only gonna make things much easier and much better, and free us up, So, final words, Joe, before we wrap this up.
I'm pretty sure there are going to be a lot of females out there that are not going to like us.
Probably not. You guys are gonna hate on this worse than you hated on Scorn. So
Oh, of course, but at the end of the day, it's what's real is real, and we have to speak about it. And we have a bunch of stuff that we want to get off our chest, mostly, and especially because of the fact that we have been hurt so many times. And I have no problem saying that because everybody in the world, whether you're male or female, has been hurt. So we are the only people. Not only the only people, but we are the two guys that would love to speak out about that type of hurt.
yeah,
So please be prepared to hear a lot of scandal, to hear a lot of
trigger warning.
a lot of triggers, because I know for a fact that people are going to be very pissed about it. But you know what? That's the whole point of the podcast, because we want people to be knowledgeable about what's going on, about how we feel, about how you can relate to what we're talking about, and it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to it, and the only person I would want to share this moment with, or these moments, is with Jason. So I'm very excited.
Fantastic. Well, I can't wait to get started. Look forward to the future for our debut. It's going to be one heck of an episode. We're gonna hit you guys hard once we get in there. We have to get the backstory out, get to know us a little bit. So when we start, you're like, okay, we know what these guys are about. So I guess do you want to do the show closing, or however you want to close this?
So please check us out. We are going to go ahead and hit you with bangers nonstop, week by week, and hopefully you like us, man, because it's going to be very, very debatable. So get ready. Get ready.
That's Joe. I'm Jason. We're the dynamic duo, and we are the last of the nice guys.
Yes.
Join the conversation. Email us, tweet us, or Instagram us, DM. Thanks for tuning in.
The last of the nice guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys, Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys, or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.
This is an audio production of Vibe Revelation Studios, the cure for your common day. VibeRevStudios.com.